Happy Friday, everybody. It's your pal, it's your amigo, it's your compadre, John, to the... Yay! You are listening to another awesome, amazing episode of The Fried Pod. Donate Tide Pods. Listen to The Fried Pod. And today, me and Alan Jackson are hanging out right now. We have a guest coming in.
I know. I'm just warming the seat up for our guest to come.
Yes.
So I'm just going to be here, seat warmer.
A guy I've known for quite some time.
Okay.
Very funny comedian. Also from North Carolina.
Oh, great.
A guy named Mike Speenberg's going to join us in a little bit. He's on his way right now. He actually has a show in this town tonight.
Oh. In Hickory tonight.
In Hickory. He's raising
know.
money for the Hickory Soup Kitchen at the main
Cellar City Club.
Yeah. Is it
Market on Main is the restaurant upstairs, and then it's Main City Cellar Club underneath.
So he's on his way, and he's going to join us. But first, thank you for joining us. We're on YouTube. We are on SoundCloud, iTunes, iHeartRadio, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, All Things Comedy, and The Mesh join forces. For now, we're still called The Fried Podcast.
The Fried Pod got a reprieve for another week or
two. we're baby stepping into the new title, which will be Local Boy Makes Good. And then, so we're still working at the theme song for that. We're looking for, I want someone, I think Moose can do this, to just play the theme song to Dukes of Hazzard. Right. And then I'm going to rewrite some lyrics and we'll go from there.
Perfect.
But thank you. Don't forget to rate, review, subscribe, and share. Rate us on iTunes, review us on YouTube, subscribe on YouTube, or follow on SoundCloud. There's so many ways to do it. And share. Sharing is caring. Like I said, Mike Speenberg is coming in. I always like to read people's emails.
Oh, yeah, sure.
And I've been doing this on every show. If you want me to read your emails, it's very simple. Just email me at johnreap@gmail.com, and I will get them, and I will read them. This one's crazy, man.
Okay.
I don't understand this. I want to see if you think it's real or fake.
Okay, sure.
If this is fake news or if this is a real email. I can't tell. All right,
here we go.
So it's from, it says it's from James DeMarco. Okay. Right away, does that name mean anything to you?
No,
nope.
Doesn't mean anything. Mm-mm.
All right. The subject matter, okay? In the subject, you usually write 3 or 4 words.
Sure.
All right, here's the subject.
This is in the subject line of the email.
This is in the subject, yeah. It's me, your cousin Jamie, by Grandpa Daniel and Mammy. And Ma Davy Lee. You might know she's passed. My real name is DeMarco. I'm writing music still and a book. That's the subject.
That's the subject.
Wow.
I didn't even know your email program would let you type that much in the subject. I wonder
how much you can put in there. There's got to be a limit, right?
There's got to be. I mean, he obviously tested it.
Yeah.
So, right.
Maybe he ran out of space there and then hit tab and went on. But that's the subject. Okay. Now
a lot of information in the subject already. So
a lot of information. Yeah. I don't know a cousin named Jamie. I don't know Grandpa Daniel or a Mammy or a Ma Davy Lee. I'm sorry she's passed away. I don't know this person. And congratulations on writing a book still and music. But that's the subject. Let's continue on.
Okay, all right. I'm intrigued.
To the body of the email. A book about Greenwich Village, all caps, Greenwich Village, where me and Laura Lynn, my half-sister, grew up. I'm a local rock star and just won a lawsuit. I heard your comedy a long time ago. I never put 2 and 2 together till now. You're funny as a tickle feather. Even the Seneca Indians near Buffalo love you. I'm heading to L.A. soon. I'll be in touch. The book may be major Hollywood film soon. Take care, cuz.
Wow. Okay, there's a lot.
How does this happen?
There's a lot to process here. Sometimes they have these things, those bots that just create automatic emails that are taking phrases and words and trying to make something out of it.
Yeah. I think that's
kind of sounds a little bit like that.
I think it's either a bot or it's someone from another country who might be actually writing a book and is looking for anyone to give him any kind of help or attention or publicity.
They may have typed in their native language and had Google translate it, and it kind of came out like this.
Yeah. but I don't know what this is. I've actually had full-on conversations with bots before in my Instagram, just to see how far it would go.
Right, just see where that goes.
Yeah.
So, I mean, but he did tie in the fact about you doing comedy. So this isn't like a completely randomized thing. There's some level of connection there.
So how do I respond to this? I mean, this has nothing to do with the podcast. This is simply, this guy saw me do LA. He thinks I still live in Los Angeles. Now, he saw me do comedy, thinks I still live in Los Angeles. So I don't know how to respond to this. Maybe I should, though. Like,
I think you should respond just like he wrote.
Okay.
Just ramble on, but put it all in the subject line.
That'll be it. I'll put as much as I can in a subject line.
Right.
Okay.
And maybe kind of play. I mean, maybe play along.
We'll have fun with this.
Yeah. Maybe.
Hey, why don't we do this? We'll ask the listeners. Why don't you help me write this thing?
Okay.
Seriously, send me an email at johnreap@gmail.com. Subject matter: James DeMarco.
James DeMarco.
And let's come up with something.
Yeah.
We'll respond to this. Maybe it'll be an ongoing thing.
Could be. I mean, I'd love to have you guys continue a dialogue.
That's what I'm thinking.
Update on.
We'll keep going.
Yeah.
Now, here's another thing.
I smell a new segment.
Yeah. You're funny as a tickle feather. Okay.
That's
all right. That's not.
See, that's where the Google Translate thing came in. I'm thinking maybe he said something like, "You're funny" in a different language, and when he puts it in Google Translate, it came out as tickle feather, which doesn't make any sense. But I could see a computer thinking that's the way you do it. Yeah,
people laugh when they get tickled by a feather. Therefore, it is a tickle feather.
You are a tickle feather.
Yeah. And the Seneca Engines near Buffalo love you. This is how he spelled it: INJUNS.
That's not even a good way of doing it.
This is horrible every way possible. I mean, I like the love, but let's see here.
Yeah.
This person says, I'm a local rock. So is this in the book he's saying I'm a local rock star? The book that he's writing?
Not that he actually being a rock star, but he feels like in the book he's a rock star.
I wonder, let's look, can you look up James DeMarco?
I am on it, man.
Let's see if there's an actor named James DeMarco. Is there a writer? Is there a rock star? I'm curious to find out who this dude is. I actually knew a guy named Freddie DeMarco who lived in Columbia, Missouri, and he was the owner of a comedy club in Columbia, Missouri. But everyone thought he was in the witness protection program because he's straight up Italian mob kind of a dude. Like the way he ran things and acted. It's like this dude, the government gave him this club. They said, do something opposite. How about comedy club? And this dude was angry. If you show up late, he'd get so mad his face would turn red and he talks, spit would fly out of his mouth. It was very intimidating.
So there is a James DeMarco on IMDb.
Okay.
But I don't see anything that would connect him to this guy.
Skulls.
I mean, he is a writer. This James DeMarco is a writer.
Interesting.
We Are the Gordies.
We're going to have to respond. For sure.
Skulls, the Stag Do.
That's what we'll do. We'll get information on this one and go, yes, I know exactly who you are. It is sad that Grandma Lee passed away. Hey, dude, I loved you in Skulls. Great work. My mom laughed so hard, her funny bone fell out.
There you go.
Or whatever.
Funny bone dropped on the ground. Wait a minute. Okay, he didn't say anything about Westchester, did he? In the
Westchester University, he said,
is there a name?
It's a book about Greenwich Village where him and Laura Lynn, his half-sister, grew up. Who's Laura Lynn? And Laura Lynn was in all caps, too. James DeMarco.
Like that, right?
Yeah,
and then
that's it.
Greenwich.
Oh, here we go. Yeah, private eye. You can't.
This is what I do. You can't hide from me.
London-based property experts. Oh, no.
That doesn't seem right.
Well, unless this is a fake account, because this looks very fake to me.
Yeah, and there's like no postcard.
There's nothing. This looks like he might be using that as his
interesting.
His profile picture.
Oh, we got a mystery.
Look, can you get more classic white guy than that right there?
Oh, yeah, that's pretty much. I think that's the photo that came with the photo frame you buy in the stores.
Man, sharp looking fella. Okay.
Now we got a mystery we got to solve on this one.
Yeah.
So.
Hey, type in Laura Lynn real quick. See who that is. LauraLynn.
Like this?
Yeah. Laura Lynn. Oh, she's right here in Henry.
Well, there's a Laura Lynn Costner.
Costner. Oh, Kevin Costner's daughter.
Right, yeah, that's it.
Everyone knows he lives here. There's a Laura Lynn. All right, look, we'll sell this later. But there's some homework for you guys if you want to have fun with this. You know, we should reply, and I want your help. So there you go.
Perfect.
Now this one's great. I also like to read YouTube comments.
Sure.
And this comment was on episode 103. John slams Cam.
Oh, the
10-minute
controversial episode.
Yes, it's gotten a lot of hits.
Yeah, I'm sure.
I posted that video like in Panther fan groups and everything else.
And the timing of your episode was pretty crazy.
Thank you.
Because we posted it like 2 days before
it was
the game.
After week one of the first game that we lost.
Right.
Is when we talked about this.
That's right.
Yeah, but we posted it Friday, but we recorded it on a Tuesday.
Sure.
After the Sunday game or whatever that we lost.
Yeah.
You know, and everything I've said has kind of come true. Everyone has been agreeing with me,
well,
but they don't know I said it.
Right.
Like today when I did Sports Talk, the fan in Charlotte, everyone's saying like, yeah, we need to do this, this, and this. I go, I said that 2 weeks ago.
Right. Yeah,
you just didn't know I said it because you don't watch me.
We have video proof of
Yeah.
it. You saying it before the second regular season game where he really bombed out.
Yeah, and then the third one we won without him.
with Kyle Allen.
So this dude, Michael Hill, wrote this a week ago.
Okay.
I'm going to read it as he wrote it.
Go for it.
All right. It's obvious you boys ain't watched a Panthers game since 2015.
Oh, boy. Here we go.
Michael Hill don't know me. The almighty Tom Brady wouldn't do shit behind the Panthers' offensive line. Cam has had mere speed bumps for left tackles his whole career. Now, I also want to say something.
So he's blaming it on the
blaming it on
line.
the offensive line.
Yeah.
Guess who won the game with the same offensive line?
Yeah,
a different quarterback.
Yeah, so, and I don't think threw any interceptions. Right?
No, he threw 4 touchdown passes.
I think so.
So point shit on there. Okay, let's move on. Sure, he's not the most accurate quarterback. Hello. That was my whole point. Mm-hmm. But not many quarterbacks can run for 700 to 800 yards either. Yeah, not many, including Cam Newton, because he has a bad foot and a bad shoulder. So his running days are over, which is what one of my whole points was. Is like he's done.
He was always really good running the ball.
When he was
a
healthy.
great. He got a lot of pressure on him. He could run. He was a great runner. But now he doesn't have that anymore.
One of his biggest values was that he could sneak out of those tight pockets like that when the bubble was collapsing and he would get away. But that's not happening anymore because he's hurt. All right, here we go. Cam has carried this team time and time again. Took a bunch of scrub receivers to the Super Bowl. I agree there.
Sure. I think that Super Bowl run, was a good run. Yeah.
We had a good run. Yeah, it was very exciting, and I was happy that our team was winning.
Yes.
Go ahead and mention one play in that Super Bowl like everybody else. Sure, bench Cam and put your precious Greer in there. Okay, Greer didn't even play. No. It was Kyle Allen. Greer is a different backup quarterback that this dude thought everyone was lobbying to get in the game. Mm-hmm. And that guy didn't even play. It was a whole different backup. There's another point shit on.
Okay. That's 2. I'm keeping track.
Put your precious Greer in there. See how far that gets you. Well, it didn't get us anywhere. His name is Kyle Allen, and it got us a victory and 4 touchdowns and no interceptions. That's what happened. He ain't even good enough to be a QB number 2. You're right. Kyle Allen. IMO. What does IMO stand for? In the emoji?
In my opinion.
Oh, that's right. Okay. In my opinion, we wasted a 3rd pick for a 5th, 6th round talent. And who gives a shit what a grown ass man wears? I've never brought that up one time.
Yeah, you've never. Well, I
told you I don't like the dabbing.
Yeah, we talked about the dabbing, and we did say that with the whole clothing.
Yeah.
It's like if you're going to kind of push the boundary on stuff, at least back it up with some winning, type of thing. So it's like we don't have a problem with the clothing. It's just
I personally
just win to go along with it.
Yeah.
You know, so yeah.
If you win, it makes me tolerating that press conference way better.
Because when
with
you're
what you
losing,
wear.
people find a lot more to find fault with. I mean,
Yeah.
that's just human nature. you
Yeah.
know?
I mean, even Brett Favre, this dude used to wear the nastiest baseball camouflage hat.
Oh, wow.
It's like from Atlanta or something.
Yeah,
that
right.
one of those hats that I can't throw it away. It means, but he would wear it all the time. It would just look disgusting. I was like, but Cam's doing the 100% polar opposite of that.
Yeah.
But I really don't care about that. I didn't like the showboating on the field.
Right.
That was my point. And if I didn't convey that, it's my bad. All right. So we wasted. Okay. Who gives a shit what a grown ass man? Okay. I bet y'all were all over Cam's nuts in 2015. No, happy he won. Never on Cam's nuts. I've never done this. If I did, it was sarcastically.
Right. And I think we all kind of saw it was a real team effort, in
Yeah.
15. I mean, nobody was saying it was all Cam Newton's show. I think everybody
Yeah.
saw that it was a real team effort going on.
It was.
Yeah.
And it was exciting. He was, no one, there hadn't been a quarterback like that in a long time that could, when he was healthy, could throw before the shoulder injury, could run before the foot injury.
I think nobody's arguing. You're not arguing that he has been a bad quarterback.
Right. I'm
You're
saying
talking about right
now.
now. He's got some issues.
Yes.
Yeah.
Janet Jackson said it best.
Okay.
What have you done for me lately?
There you go.
Okay. All right. Now that things ain't going right, it's time to jump ship and blame Cam.
Yep. And
Yep. He's the one with the ball. That's the way it is. That's life in everything.
Yeah.
I mean,
and athletes have
Michael Hill, you're going to have to, this is how the world works.
And as an athlete, you have a certain amount of time where it's like, all right, you're at your peak.
Yeah.
And then you kind of drift off a little bit, or maybe some other skills develop, But,
And they've even said, we'll wait for him to get healthy, and we've done it many times with shoulder and foot.
Yeah.
But anyway, it's sad the man's got more haters from fans of his own team than anywhere else. I don't know about y'all, but I'm going to keep pounding. Me too. I'm going to keep pounding.
I think that's every NFL team.
Right.
People are going to, your biggest haters are going to be your own fans.
Yes.
The minute you start losing games.
If I didn't say anything, it would mean I don't care.
Right.
I'm saying this because I care. Panthers is my team. All right. I supported this team when they were 15-1 and 1-15, and will continue to do so when the Cam era. So, well, guess what, Michael Hill? Me too. We have that in common. I love the Panthers. You love the Panthers. We want us to win, and I just have a different opinion than you about how to do that. And by the way, I also have loved the Panthers since day one. In fact, I was at a game in Clemson and got kicked out for dancing in the end zone with the mascot.
Oh, yeah.
Where were you, Michael Hill? But thank you for your comment.
Healthy argument.
Yes,
healthy,
I'm cool with it.
differing of opinions, Can I ask you a question just on the Panthers while we're talking here? So, I saw the game. Kyle Allen looked really good. It was a great game. It was fun to see. But, there's been a real history of backup quarterbacks coming in and just having a shoot the lights out game.
Yeah.
But it doesn't last. I mean,
Right.
So I also want to say, it was cool to see Kyle Allen play like he did. But that was one game. It was his first game back with a lot of energy. I just don't want everybody riding the bandwagon saying,
Right.
we're good now with him.
No.
Because it may not last either. So, we got to see.
That's right. Here's they're going to get film on this kid now. They're going to study him.
Yep, true.
We were playing against a team that didn't have a great defense.
Yeah.
And by the way, if Kyle Allen throws interceptions and does what Cam did the first two games, bench him.
Yeah, right.
And put the next guy in.
We're not arguing.
Put in
that,
Greer
yeah.
or Cam, whoever's better.
Sure.
I don't care who it is. I want the best person on the field. So thank you for your comment, Michael Hill. I hope I wasn't too hard on you. I appreciate it. And now, sticking with the Panthers, I was watching this game at my brother's house. And this video, I want to show you this video. And I know some of you have seen it. Speaking of our great year in 2015 or wherever it was when we went to the Super Bowl, this dude put this video out. And the first time I heard it, I was laughing, going like, who is this idiot? But then the more I listen to it, the more I go like, this is actually a decent, well-written little rap. And if we put money behind this, we could make this big. I'm looking for this dude. Let's play it.
We're going to play it, and then we'll. Okay, yeah.
Me and my brother.
Yeah.
Go ahead and play it. Me and my brother and Keith were trying to memorize this dang thing, and we were singing
Here
it.
we go.
Carolina Panthers with sharp teeth and claws. We growl to win this game. We call pro football. Our offense and defense so intense. Your team will be the losers if you got a lick of sense. You dig the NFL, my lyrics and my rhymes. You eat up what I'm saying, spit and fly hip-hop lines. Lightning fast, big black cats, Panthers kicking ass. Yo, with a TD or a field goal. Gonna get that W, dominate the foe. Carolina Panthers with sharp teeth and claws. We growl to win this game. We call pro football.
He has got a great
All right,
growl.
pause it. I mean, he wrote this rap.
Yeah.
It's got little changes in it. He just picked a generic beat.
Sure. Yeah. But he knew how to kind of pace the lyrics
Yeah.
and kind of broke it up a little bit. I mean, it was
like
good.
it sped up and it slowed back down, but it was all on the beat.
Yeah.
I like it.
It's pretty impressive.
So me and Keith and my brother, we were trying to memorize this. We were watching this like in between after every touchdown when they'd go to like a commercial, we'd play it and start dancing
Dominate
to it.
the foe.
Dominate the foe. Yeah. He goes, lightning fast, big black. I can't even say it. This is how
Wow.
good he
No,
is.
he's good.
Lightning fast, big black cats, Panthers kicking ass.
Oh.
Say that real fast. That's hard to do.
That's good.
This redneck guy named Ked Woodley did it. So what I want to do is track this dude down.
Well,
I want to get him on this podcast, and I want us to produce this but better production. I want
We're
to
gonna do like a music video for it, like
Yeah,
a
do
real
it.
one. That would be great.
And
So
I
he's
could-
had almost 1 million views.
It's great. I've got connections to Sir Purr and the Panthers.
We can make
I
this
could
happen.
get this dude tickets to a game. We could introduce him to Sir Purr. We could go to a game. We could shoot this.
Ked Woodley.
Ked Woodley. If anyone out there knows this Ked Woodley guy, please.
Please, Ked Woodley.
Yeah.
Contact
Now,
us.
here's a bit of other random news. I went on
sure.
AM sports talk station in Charlotte called The Fan.
Right. Oh, yeah. I've heard it.
And I've been on there several times, and I told them this story too, how much I actually kind of dig this
Yeah.
song, whatever. And they go, "Oh yeah, we know him. He's called into the show before, and he was a little crazy. He did some cussing on air, and they couldn't use him anymore. But then they heard through the grapevine that maybe he's sick." And they haven't heard from him, and he
no.
might not even be with us anymore. And in fact, he gave me a phone number.
Yeah.
And I text the number. I haven't heard anything. I try to look for him on Facebook. So I'm trying. Now, if we don't hear from Ked,
I hope Ked's okay.
I hope so too. If we don't hear from Ked,
Yeah.
we're going to do our own version of this.
Well, yeah, I think we need to kind
In
of figure out
tribute
what
to
to do.
Ked.
Exactly. As kind of to honor Ked, because it is a great tune.
Yeah, it really is. And his
catchy.
growl is good.
I've heard it half of the song, and I'm already humming it in my head. So.
He goes, our offense and our defense, so intense. Something, something, something. If you got a lick of sense.
It's like you won't come play against us if you
If
got
you
a lick
got
of
a
sense.
lick of sense.
That's so good.
Oh, I mean, he's putting sort of the redneck back into the Carolina Panthers.
No, I think that you got to have some of that back in there.
Yeah,
So I
it's-
think it works.
So, Kat, I hope you're doing okay. And so, yeah, I just love this thing.
That's
man.
awesome. That is so good.
Speaking of, if you're watching this right now, we put these out on Friday. I have a show tonight in Charlotte.
Oh, yeah.
At the McGlowan Theater, 8:00. I think there are exactly 25 tickets left out of that like 700 seater.
Okay.
So if you're thinking about coming, you better get on it. You can go to my website, johnreap.com, for tickets and get in there. Ked, if you're watching this, I'm going to hook you up. All right? Get in touch with me, Ked. I'm going to get you free tickets to my show. I'd like to have him come out and sing this song in front of the crowd.
How great would that be? That would be so good. So,
Yeah.
so you can get tickets on your website?
Yeah, you go to tour dates right there.
Yep, right.
See, look at this, people. Look how easy this is. You click on tour dates.
Yep.
And then if you go, it'll populate. First
there.
one, bam,
Tickets.
tickets,
Boom.
bang, click on that.
That's it.
And it takes you to that website. Okay.
Easy enough.
Now, should we do a John's Journal?
Sure.
Let's do a John's Journal. Also, I just put out a new Throwback Thursday video yesterday because today's not Thursday, today's Friday.
Oh, right. No, today's Friday. So you put it
So,
out yesterday. Which was Thursday.
Yeah, I put out this video of the video that I have on my YouTube page that has the most hits. 5 5.4 million views.
Okay.
It's called Drunk Cop Fails a Sobriety Test. I did it in, 2015 or 2012 or something like that. I forgot how long. It was a long time ago. And it's shot from a squad car, one camera.
Yeah.
Later on in editing, we added police chatter, you know, and we put little graphics at the bottom that looks like it could be a real dash cam footage thing.
Nice.
And since it was one shot and it never moved, it's kind of believable that it could have been the real thing. It's gotten that many views, and people have gotten on there and they've argued with each other.
Oh, about whether it's real or not, or like whether what should happen to the cop, you know, if it was real. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they're like, you know, people going like, I hope this stupid cop got fired. Like, this is exactly what all cops do all the time.
Oh,
you know, whatever agenda you have,
Yeah.
you'll go on there and try to push it on that. So I think because of that, you know, anytime a cop incident happens in the news, someone shares this video and they go, see they're
look,
all like
this
this.
is what they do. Right,
But
yeah.
it's based on a joke I have
Right.
in my act, an old joke I had about Louisiana. I said, in Louisiana, it's the drunkest state there is. I mean, they were the last state in the country to raise their drinking age to 21.
Right.
For 2 years, they forfeited all their federal highway money
Yeah.
just so they wouldn't have to raise their drinking age. Now, that's a political stance I can admire. It's like, you can keep your federal money. Our children will drink. My boy's 11 years old. He's in the 3rd grade this year. I think he deserves a Budweiser. So it's all based on that joke. And the joke is, I say, in fact, if you get pulled over in Louisiana and your blood alcohol level is lower than the cops who stopped you, you're free to go. I thought, well, let's make a video based on
Sure.
that. And I did. But I also shot with a different camera in the style of like Cops or Super Troopers, where I'm actually talking to the camera.
Oh, right, yeah.
And I never put it out there because it would obviously be
It would make it very clear that this
Clear
is all
that
fake.
it's fake.
Right, yeah, it's just a sketch you
which
did.
is a smart move on my point because now it's got 5.4 million views, and had I aired this back then, it would have ruined it.
Yeah, you're right. No, you did the right thing for
Yeah.
maximizing the entertainment value of it. But now
now-
you've kind of come a little clean with it.
Yeah,
to
I'm
show
like,
the deals. Yeah.
it's time to clean out the old hard drive and show you the whole thing.
Yeah.
And if you'd like, we can see a little bit of it right
Sure,
now.
let's go ahead and play
So
that.
watch
There you
this,
go.
guys.
Action.
Pulled this fella over. He seemed
Clean-shaven, John
to be
Reed.
Yes.
swerving a little bit. So I'm gonna check him out.
It's my dad's squad car.
The trick is it's illegal to drive while impaired, but it's not necessarily illegal to drink and drive. At least, you know, I got a high tolerance, so I can handle it. What's the sergeant likes me, so let's go check this guy out.
My dad's uniform, his car.
Wow.
It's in a neighborhood that wasn't populated yet. It was just
Sure.
roads.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I know what this is, yeah.
No, this evening this afternoon today. My name is Officer Chad A. Bowman from the Louisiana State Highway
Actually, a
Patrol.
friend of mine named Chad
and the
Bowman.
reason why I stopped you seem to be swerving a little bit. Do you agree? You swerved. Did you see me back there?
No, sir.
It's a good spot. No one's caught me in 4 months. I've been sitting right back there in that briar patch. Not one person. Didn't see me. Very good. Have you been drinking?
Yes.
Me too. Bingo. Test it out. What are you drinking, beer?
Yeah,
Would you say you're hammered? Truthfully.
we had a couple.
You had a couple. See, that's what this is kind of I'm talking about. I think you can drink and drive, you just can't be drinking while impaired. So let me see your ID, buddy. We're going to do this different today, Mr. Anthony. All right. Hop on out the car real quick. Hop on out the car. Hop on out the car. Hop on out. Let's go. Give me this. Actually,
That's my buddy Mark.
Oh,
stand right here. Do not move. Kick 'em,
He's
kick 'em.
famous for doing the
Always kick 'em. Stay
Steve
right here, don't
Jessup
move, and do
videos
not
with a
turn
drunk
right.
guy on a lawnmower.
oh, right.
Yeah.
I've seen those, yeah.
So he helped me with this.
All right.
All right, let's stop it here.
Okay.
I just want you guys
First,
to
I'm gonna
know
check for any needles.
that's out there if you want to see
Sure.
the whole thing. It's like 10 minutes long.
Drunk
and then
Cop Truth Revealed.
Truth Reveal, Throwback Thursday.
Nice.
Had a good time doing that. Okay.
I'm glad you went behind the camera and gave everybody the truth here.
Yeah.
So, you know.
And what I'm going to do eventually is go on. I might hire someone to do this.
Yeah.
Because this is going to be very tedious and time consuming.
Sure.
Is go on the original video on and every comment put a link to the new video. Like it was
Oh,
fake.
wow. Yeah,
check
yeah.
it out. It was fake.
That way, just plus you get
How long
everybody
would
going
that?
to
You
see
get
the new
more.
video,
Yeah,
too. Yeah. So,
it'll take forever though.
it will.
All right, our guest hopefully will be in the area soon. Let me check. Is he here? All right, good
Yeah,
deal.
great.
Well, is he outside? Yeah, tell him to come on in.
Yeah, great.
All right, everybody, looky here now, Mr. Mike Spainberg in the building. Have a seat, brother. Thank you for coming, man.
Thank you for having me, man. I appreciate you.
Alan Jackson.
Alan, Mike, Alan. We were just talking about the Panthers a little bit, talking about this old cop video I shot a long time ago, and
Well, I was telling Amber today about. She said, "Do you know John?" I said, "Well, I've known John a long time. We went to the same college, but we didn't know each other in college." I said, "He's got a great story about how he even got started." I said, "He was at a Panthers game."
Right.
And I tried to tell her that story, but she was like, "Okay, all right."
we'll send her the video.
Yeah,
that
yeah.
helps.
Yeah,
that
yeah.
helps solidify the believability.
I was like, "Yeah, he was at a Panthers game. He just kind of goofing around, and they put him on camera." And I said, "That's kind of how he got started doing stand-up." I said, "But he and I and what Galifianakis were
Zach
all,
Galifianakis.
Have you ever met him? I don't know.
I've
him.
met him a couple times.
But you didn't know him in school, though.
No.
Yeah, we never met in school either.
Did you start at Good Nights?
No, I started in Charlotte.
You started
I didn't
in-
start till I was 26. I already graduated. I was a year out of state when I graduated and started in
Okay.
Charlotte.
So when I was at State, we were both there at the same time, but you weren't
Correct.
doing stand up yet.
No. I was a spoiled freaking frat boy, dude. My parents were paying all my bills, and I was acting like a jerk for 6 years.
But we've known each other for how long do you think? When was the first time you think we met?
We met. It had to be at the Punchline in Atlanta, right? Because
Yes.
I lived in Atlanta since '90. I moved to Atlanta in '97.
Yeah.
and then lived there. I moved there the weekend Princess Diana died.
Oh, wow.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
And then I hadn't lived in Charlotte. I just moved back to Charlotte a year and a half ago.
So how long were you in Atlanta?
Oh, '97 to 2015.
Wow.
That was my comedy home. The Punchline.
Yeah,
was
it's
my
right there. Enjoy
Yeah,
Atlanta.
yeah,
I see it,
yeah.
man.
I-
Where did you drive in from today?
Charlotte. I'm back
Okay.
living in Charlotte. I got divorced last year, man.
Congratulations.
I can breathe, my brother.
Oh.
I can breathe.
Oh man, hang on.
I am a totally freaking different person.
I didn't. Okay, how long were you married?
10 years.
Oh, phew, that's a long time. I was married 5.5.
Okay.
And I've been divorced since 2012, and I'm so much happier.
I have.
It sucks at first, no matter
yeah,
what.
well, when people are telling you it's going to get. I mean, I was on the road. I got to a point where I put my dog down in the middle of my divorce.
Oh no!
So yeah, it was dark times, dude.
Yeah.
You know how we get as comics. I would fly out and go out on the road and
Yeah.
do nothing but. The only time I was really awake was to do shows.
Yeah, yeah.
And I was so depressed, I would do shows and then go back to the hotel or to the cabin on the cruise ship and just sleep.
Yep.
And then get up and do shows and go back to sleep. And people would tell you, "You're going to be all right. It's going to." I went down a whole pant size.
Oh, wow.
I was just like
I did the exact same thing.
anxiety driven, and the whole time you're thinking, man, if this comedy thing goes away, what am I like? I just felt like
Yeah.
all I had was, and that's why I love stand up so much. Is that's all I had.
Yeah.
and that's all that kept me from. losing
Yeah,
my
it's
mind,
luckily
man.
we have a fun job.
It's something that we can anchor ourselves to.
Yeah, and even when you're like, oh man, I don't want to go make these people laugh today. I'm not feeling it. I'm kind of sad. I'm kind of depressed. But you got this muscle memory, and you go, and we both have a good work ethic. It's like, well, these people paid money. I'm not going to let them
Correct.
down. So you get that little boost of energy. Then you get up there, and then 10 minutes into it, you realize, like, I got one of the best jobs
Yes, I'm very
on the
fortunate.
planet. And it's kind of like, it helps.
And the schedule of it, knowing that there are 200, 300, 400, I mean, even more, a lot of shows for yourself. There's so many more people that are waiting on you that have paid
Yeah.
that you can't say,
Sorry.
I don't want to go to work today.
Yeah.
And you can't call your boss and say, I'm not coming in, because then people are going to, that's not good.
No.
So it forced me to not go down the dark hole.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it
Well,
kept
thank
me.
God you didn't, man. You're one of the funniest dudes I've ever worked with.
Thank
In
you,
fact,
man.
he's going to be, this is scary on my part that he's opening for me.
Okay.
I'm very excited.
Friday night at the McGlowan Theater,
Oh,
and I'm going to
in
have my
Charlotte
hands
then.
full. This guy's a headliner.
No,
you
you'll
know,
be
I like
fine,
following.
man.
I like following feature acts.
Yeah. Well, I didn't even know you were back here in town.
Yep.
And then I found out, and I'm like, well, dang, we're not that far apart, man. We got to get together. You missed the truckers the other night.
We're
dude.
doing. I know. How was it?
It was fantastic.
Tell Alan what you
I
did.
went to
this-
my drive-by truckers.
Oh, yeah.
I'm a big truckers fan.
Yeah, good.
Moose
they-
was giving you the high sale.
Yeah, they played Charlotte the other night, and we got a Prince cover. We got Sign of the Times.
Oh,
What?
Did you hear about Atlanta? They played in Atlanta about a week before, and all 3/4 of REM, everybody but Michael Stipe came out, and they did REM tunes.
Oh, man. See, I love REMs. That would have been awesome.
That was
Yeah,
last
that's
night?
cool.
No, the last week in Atlanta, they did all REM came out, and they did
Okay.
that. We got. Do you know who Jimbo Mathis is? You ever heard of Jimbo?
Oh,
That's
with
your
the
good friend Jimbo Mathis. And
squirrel nut
he's-
zippers.
Yes.
Yeah, he was
has
the
his
lead
own
singer
band
there.
now. And
Yeah,
he's real entertaining and very
Yeah.
like John Morgan, the comedian.
Yes,
that's
yeah,
who
well, the
he
Raging
reminded
Cajun.
me of a rock and roll like John Morgan. The way he pointed and made
Wow.
faces at people.
That'd
like,
be
was
fun to watch.
Yeah, his mannerisms were very.
I saw him with the Squirrel Nut Zippers probably 2 or 3 times before.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's great.
He has a
pretty
new album
talented.
out called Incinerator because he said it about 400 times.
Oh.
And then he went out and sat by. It was very comedy, like the drive-by truckers have a merch guy, and he's got like just stuff laid out all over
Yeah,
his
yeah,
table.
yeah.
And then Jimbo's got like one T-shirt, and he's like sitting there waiting on it. He's selling his own merch. I was like, oh man,
Like, I know
really
that
when I
guy's
do that,
pain right
that
now.
guy,
Yeah.
right there all the time. Yeah, that's
Yeah, I was in Columbus, Ohio last weekend, and I've been going back and forth to Charlotte and Hickory. I'm that Queen City Comedy Festival is in
Right,
town,
right.
so
That's
you're
what we're
part of
doing,
it.
yes.
So last night I was at Bump and Mike's with Jeff Ross and Dave Attell.
Oh, okay.
And then I had to do a lot of radio in the morning, so I've been going. But now that I'm here and you're in Charlotte, we're doing more stuff
Yeah,
together.
no kidding, man.
I
we
mean,
definitely
we
need to
have
hang
to.
out.
You can say shit.
Okay, cool. No shit. Yeah, we definitely need to hang out.
Yeah.
Man, I'm telling you, I'm doing since my divorce, I've started doing the things that I always neglected to try to do when I was just trying to save my marriage. So I've been doing voiceover. I went to voiceover this morning. I got a puppy at my house who I think he'll be a year old next month, but I think the night before last he tried to bite a wasp. Got him in his mouth.
Oh, no.
Now he's drooling like
Oh,
crazy.
man.
And we took him to the vet yesterday, and they felt all in his mouth and everything. And so I've been worried about him all day. And
But you did a voiceover?
I'm trying to get into it, man.
Yeah.
I got a lady who teaches it in Charlotte, and she's really successful. Her name's Gabby Nesticio, and she does all the radio stuff for like 92.3 The Rock and all that stuff. And she's really good, and she has a studio in her house. And I'm just trying to learn the art form. I got to, I'm far enough along in stand up now to where I realize like I don't know everything.
Yeah.
I don't have that
Well,
attitude anymore.
we know this, and
Yes.
it's like, well, what else do we?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I don't go in there like with, well, she ain't going to teach me shit.
Right,
You know,
right.
I go in there and I completely let myself go, and it's a totally different art form. It's a lot of fun.
I do some voiceovers from time to time,
Right.
and I just got a role on American Dad.
No kidding.
Yeah, and my character's name is oh God, what was it? It was like Cletus or something. I'm a lake person. No, Clenard was my name.
Okay,
they
when
put
does
Leonard and put a C on it, and it's just Clenard. And he talks like this, so I went in and just did it.
That's easy.
Exactly. You're going to be getting a lot of redneck parts.
Oh, that's fine with me. That's where I come from. Matthews, man. I don't give a shit.
100% Matthews, baby. So I want to go back in time and get your beginnings. I want everyone to know about Mike Speenberg.
Well, first
here.
of all, we have a very good mutual friend that you forget about, Scotty Clackham.
Scotty Clackham.
Yes, you sent me a picture from Eastbound and Down one day on the beach.
Oh, yeah.
And I was a bellman at the Blockade Runner for 2 summers in college.
Oh, so Blockade Runner is in Wrightsville Beach.
Oh, yeah.
Where
I
we
know it.
shot Eastbound and Down.
Okay.
And that is the hotel that we all stayed in.
It's a beautiful place.
It's right on the
Yeah,
water.
awesome,
Yeah, they
I lived
spoiled
there
us.
for 2 summers in college. Best summers of my life. I was a bellman at that place.
Oh, wow.
2 summers when we had to stay.
That would have been
I graduated NC State 96, and then
Chapel Hill right here.
Oh,
Yeah.
God, I knew I smelled something.
he owns
I got
everything.
balance everything
It's
out.
on my arm, dude.
Oh, you got a wolf
Laugh,
on there.
think, and cry. Every
Look
day,
at
Jim
that.
Valvano, man.
We almost got beat by Ball State.
Yeah, well, I
What's
went
the
to the Western
rebuilding year?
game. I went. My week was right after yours. You headlined in Myrtle Beach. And
Yeah,
I was
yeah.
the week right after you, and my week got hurricaned out.
Dorian
We had
came.
no shows, 0. I didn't even go. I stayed in Charlotte.
Okay,
so I had the
good.
week off, and I
So-
went to Raleigh to watch the
nice.
game against Western. I never get to games.
That was a
anymore.
good one.
Yeah, but we're terrible.
All right, so you graduated NC
I
State.
graduated NC State, moved to Charlotte.
What was your major?
Communications.
Boom.
I was mass.
We're doing
There
it.
you
Me
go.
too.
I was
Mass
mass.
communication.
I was PR, and then I was too lazy to do the
PR was
internship.
hard.
I had
I
to do
mean,
an
that was
internship.
basically my major too, so I'm in the same field.
Yeah.
So
That's
we're
it.
all good.
Where'd
Yeah.
you go to school? Chapel Hill.
Chapel Hill.
I had to do an internship, and I didn't want to do it, so I went mass, and they let me out. I graduated high school in '90, so it took me 6 years.
We're the
to
exact
do it.
same age.
Yeah, I
I
graduated
graduated in 90. We went to high school together.
We went to high school
We went to the
together.
same
Grew
high
up in
school. Yeah, in
Hickory.
Hickory.
Yep. Yeah.
Called Frenchy Ford High School. We both graduated in 90. We actually went to Russia together.
Did?
Not
Yeah.
just us two. It was a big group of people.
That's a whole story.
That's a whole nother story. But then he went to Chapel Hill. I went to community college for 2 years, then got into NC State
I went to
later
community
on.
college for a year. I went to CP for a year. I went to App for a semester, dropped out, went to CP for another semester, and then the following year should have been my sophomore year, was my freshman year at
Right.
NC State. And then I moved to Charlotte.
So you graduated NC State in
moved
90.
back to Charlotte.
Yeah.
Moved in with my dad. Had never lived with my dad before.
Ooh,
my whole
interesting.
time growing up, loved my dad. He's my best friend, but we had never lived together. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
yeah. Oh,
And,
that's crazy.
That was a little weird.
How old were you when you moved in with your dad? You've been in your 20s. 25.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And, my dad's only 18 years older than me.
Nice.
And he was a single dude.
He's like, let's get some
Me and my
beers.
roommate Tom
Yeah,
moved in
right.
with my dad. Yeah, and we had a pretty good time. And then I started doing I took that comedy class. Half of those guys wouldn't let you do their open mics. Brad Greenberg.
Yeah.
Okay, Brad
Unless
Greenberg.
you took the class.
Unless you took the class. Now that's kind of a way to make extra money. And there's a lot of guys in our industry and women in our industry who are like, I ain't doing that.
I ain't taking a class. You can teach me how to be funny.
Say what you want. It taught me structure.
Yeah.
It taught me like
Yeah.
what to expect in a way. Like what this.
I tell people it's not going to teach. It's not going to make you a funny person.
No.
But it will fast track your career.
It will teach
if you're serious about
also, it creates the environment of the people. Like it was me, Julie Scoggins, Paul Hooper.
Yep.
We all started at the same time, so we all had a common goal. So we all became friends. We wrote together. It created a community of people.
Yeah.
Well, I got to the point doing that where I was like, man, I'm tired of doing open mics in Charlotte to where my brother comes out. My friends all my friends from. It's like you here.
Yeah.
You know, in Matthews, everybody in Matthews is like, we're going to see Spielberg. So they all
Right.
come out, and you get to where you're like, dude, I want to take risks. I
Yeah.
want to do stuff that might fail.
Yeah.
But I'm embarrassed to do it in front of my mom or my brother or my friends. So I was like, I got a job selling long distance for a company called WorldCom. You know Bernie Ebbers?
No.
You ever hear that name? He's
No.
in prison now. It's just like an Enron. He did the Enron thing at a place
wow.
called WorldCom as a
Yeah.
communications company.
Yeah.
Dude, I worked there for 6 months.
Wow.
And every morning we had a sales meeting at 9:00. I would go to the meeting, then I'd go back to my dad's house because he was home. He would be gone, and I would take bong hits all day. And then I would go back. I'd put my suit back on at the end of the day and go. And nothing was automated yet, so everything was in the phone book. Like you looked,
right.
and you'd be
Oh,
like,
my God.
I called them. They didn't want anything.
Telemarketing,
And I would
yes.
just completely lie about everything.
Oh, my
And go
God.
back to work, and after like 6 months, the walls were starting to close in. Like my shtick was going on. I was going to get busted because I wasn't making any money, you know. And I was just like, I went to work when I was like, fuck it, I'm just going to go. And I packed my stuff at my dad's house and moved to Atlanta. I knew one dude I went to high school with. His name is Josh, and he's passed away now. But
What made you choose Atlanta?
I didn't want to move all the way out. I was too uncomfortable I didn't really know myself.
But
yet.
you went to Atlanta because you wanted to.
I wanted to be in a
do
big
more
city,
stand-up?
but I wanted to be in a big city, and but I still wanted to be in a place where I could be close enough to
home.
family.
There's a comedy scene ish there.
Yes.
It's more so than here.
I went to the Punchline, dude, and the first time I went to the Punchline, I got thrown out for peeing in the trash can in the green room.
Well, that's their fault.
Yes, it is. The bathroom should
They
be
need
closed.
to put a bathroom in that
I've
damn
been saying that
green
for
room.
20 years, man. I got my first open mic at the Punchline. You had to go and sign a list, right?
Yeah.
And, it was,
How'd you get called?
oh, dude,
I've peed in there many times.
I had lived in Atlanta for like 2 months. I got a job waiting tables, and I was like, I was just writing, like, I got to write. I was like, I got to get on stage at this place. So back in the day, it was so busy. Their open mics were like on Tuesdays.
Yeah.
And you would go, and the guy was there was somebody in the ticket booth, and you would sign a clipboard, and there would be like 5 o'clock in the afternoon on Tuesday, and there'd be like 40 people out there, and I didn't know anybody.
Yeah.
And I just roll up there, and the first time ever when I signed the list, and they tell you to go away and come back at like 6 or whatever, and I come back and my name's not on the list, right? So I'm like, oh, okay, that sucks, whatever. So, but I stay and I watch the show, and while I'm watching the show, some guy comes up to me and he's like, and he says, hey man, I saw that you signed the list, and I guess because I was a young guy, he said, hey, next week come back and sign the list, and I'll get you on.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, that guy must be the manager or whatever. So from that moment on, dude, I have from that moment on until the next week to freak the fuck out inside.
Yeah.
Because I know
Like, oh,
there's no question, am I getting on? I
Right.
know like now, oh God, I got a week and I'm going on to the Punchline stage.
Yeah.
So that was not a good thing to have happen, right? So I waited the whole week. I sign the list. I come back. Sure enough, my name's the first one on the list.
Oh no!
First one. So you know what I do? I'm a smart guy. I leave. I walk across the parking lot to Cafe 290 and do Jaeger bombs.
Yeah, you get lubed up.
Oh yeah, man. I get warmed up for like 2 hours.
You get drinks quicker at that cafe than you would at that club.
Tommy in the box,
Yeah,
dude.
sure.
Tommy in the box is the bartender. Was the bartender?
Yeah. Oh
So
my God, that's right.
I go back across the street to the Punchline. I don't even remember what I talked about. I mean, it was a train wreck. It was the
Yeah.
worst. And I come off stage and I get into the green room and there's someone in there who could have been you. I have no
Yeah,
idea.
right.
And he goes, I'm going out to start the show. And he says, I'm not doing any time. I'm just going to bring you on. So he was the MC, but he was out, and I wouldn't. That's the way it
You
works.
don't know
but
what
I
this
didn't-
means, probably like time.
I
Yeah,
was like,
what
what's he
is it?
talking about? So I'm wasted in the green room, and I go, can I go to the bathroom? He's like, you don't have time for that shit. And he goes out on stage, and I'm standing in the green room.
You gotta go.
And I pee in the trash can.
Yes.
So it's natural. So I go out on stage, and I eat it, and I come back out, and I go through the green room, and I go out in back of that bar that faces the stage, not the serving bar, but there was that island looking.
Yeah.
You
I know
watch
what you're
the
talking
show
about.
in
Yeah.
the back, and I'm sitting there. And I'm watching the show, and some dude is talking to me in my ear about what I should have done on stage. You know,
Yeah.
that's all I
love
remember.
that.
And then I feel like hands on my wham on my shoulders, and I get yanked up out of the seat and spun around, and it's the same dude from the week before.
Oh, no.
And he's
Oh,
like,
no.
"What the fuck is your problem?" And I say, "What are you talking about?" Like, I thought what's wrong
Right.
with
I thought it
my
was like,
comedy's
yeah,
that
said something
bad?
bad,
Right,
yeah.
yeah.
And he goes, and I'm like, and he says, "You peed in my fucking trash can." and I go, I don't. And he grabs me and walks me to the door. By this time, everybody's looking. And there's a show going on. Dude.
man.
Walks me to the
Oh,
door,
wow.
takes me out those double doors like a
Yeah,
Western movie. Throws me out the door.
The tumbleweed.
Oh, yeah, it's
like-
exactly like the Old West.
Turn, I'm be back. Rootin' tootin'.
And I look in the green booth, or all I remember is two people in the ticket booth window, like looking at me, like, "Wow, that is some crazy shit." And I left and never went. I didn't go back. I started going to Uptown Comedy Corner because.
Well, I want to tell Alan real quick.
No, you're good.
So here's what the scenario is.
Okay.
The old Punchline in Atlanta it basically
heaven
was a
sent.
barn.
Okay.
It had the shape of a barn.
Sure.
It had been around forever. It was just wicker and wood, and it was crazy. But the green room was next to the stage.
Okay.
So, but in order to get to the green room, you basically had to fight the crowd.
You had to get through the crowd
To get to the green room, and they would see you walk into the green room. You'd shut the
Because
door.
normally you got like a back way to get to the green room, so you don't
there's
have to go
only-
through
there's
the
only
audience.
one
It was
way.
like through another door, but you had to come through and walk across
I
the
see.
stage and all
Yeah,
sorts
yeah.
of stuff.
So
It's packed in
a lot of times you had to
Wow.
make the choice. Well, am I going to stay out here and then wait for them to call me, then walk through all
Make your way
these
through the crowd.
people,
Yeah.
or just to wait there for 1 second and then take the stage? Or do I get in there early before the crowd gets in? And then if you get in there
Wow.
early, you're kind of trapped in there.
Because you can't really come back out easily.
You can, but
anywhere
it's a
else.
battle.
Yeah, it's a pain. It interrupts the show because people stop listening to other comedians and kind of look over like, "Oh, that's him. There he's going to take a shit or
Yeah,
whatever."
right.
They
You
talk
know,
to you, and it's harder to get back to. And the place would get crowded, and that place was unbelievable. Like that, and when that place was full, that was the best room in the world.
it is, and then but there was no bathroom in there.
Yeah,
So you're not the only person.
Hence the story.
I know you're not the
You know
only
when they
person. I've peed in there many
when
times.
they moved that place. I heard they took the mirror off the wall in the employee bathroom back behind the kitchen, and a bunch of razor blades fell on the floor. so the guy throws me out, and I go to the Uptown Comedy Corner with, and the only other white dude doing stand up at that time in Uptown was Chicken, Michael Roof.
Yeah. Oh,
so I hung
God.
out with Michael Roof like before he
Blew up.
and Reno
Reno.
like did Chunky and Chicken and kind of blew up. I didn't know Reno at the time, but then Chicken moved off, and I had started doing a little bit of the road. Like I Comedy House Theater had Greenville, Columbia, Columbus, and Macon, and you could do those. You could MC and make it was like $150 for a week, but they put you up,
Yeah.
and you just had to save your $150 to eat. I mean, I was living on the road by myself, and I had my MC tape. I finally got my MC tape from the Zone, and I went by the Punchline. This was probably about a year and a half after I got thrown out for peeing in the trash can. And I knocked on the back door, and Terry Turner opened the back door,
Yeah.
and I said, "Hi," and he said, "Hi," and I said, "I want to MC here, and I have a tape, and I've never been here before." And he,
Right, yeah.
and he-
I've never been
I've
here.
never peed in a trash can.
yeah, I've never done any of that. And he goes, "Okay, I'll take your tape. I don't make any of those decisions, but I'll take your tape, and we'll get back in touch with you." And he shut the door, and then like 2 days later. It wasn't Kathy Nelson. It was the girl before her.
Marcy?
No, Marcy's there now.
Still there, yeah.
It was Lisa, maybe something. I can't remember. Anyway, she called me and said, "You want to come MC?" And I MC for Mary Ellen Hooper. It was my first.
Oh, yeah, I remember
my first
her.
week there, and then I did that, and then I mean,
And you just kept.
I just kept
then you were
working.
there. You were in.
There was a
it's
while
like-
for there were me and Drew Thomas. Do you know Drew?
Yeah.
We had our pick of. I mean, like when you came to town, I was like, I want to work with John. Or I always worked with Bill Burr. I said, I went to Bill Burr week.
Yeah.
And I mean, I loved that. I was very fortunate to be in that to feel that room, man. That place was-
Alan, I wish you could have experienced this room in Atlanta. It's no longer there.
No.
They unfortunately had to move to a different location. Every comedian would tell you back when if you were halfway funny, you felt like, oh my God, I'm the best comedian that's ever lived.
Because the room's like really live. I mean, people
I
are
was
really
live,
into it.
It's energetic. They're packed.
sure.
They're packed on
Yeah.
top of each other.
That's cool.
The drinks were nice and easy and cheap, and the staff was cool, and it was just I don't know. It's like
bought
like the
merch.
Grand Ole
Perfect.
Opry for comedians. I don't
Okay,
know, in a
gotcha.
weird way.
Perfect.
Yeah,
Yeah.
to do it like if you did that week and then the Zanies right behind it, you thought you were the greatest comedian on
I'm
earth.
done.
You would do Atlanta and
Yeah.
Nashville and be like, I'm the best comedian on earth. I
That's
won
awesome.
the Comedy Central shootout at Zanies with a set. And I thought, oh man, this is the greatest thing ever. And then Comedy Central flew me to South Florida to do this in front of the Comedy Central people. I did the same set and I got crickets.
Oh, really? In Atlanta?
No, in South Florida.
Oh,
I did
okay.
Nashville and crushed it.
Yeah, yeah.
And
Oh,
I
then
did
South Florida. There you go.
Like, I'm not listening to this.
Yeah, I used to think when I left the South to go do my act, I'm like, oh yeah, I'm easily have an hour.
Right.
I go somewhere like, oh no, I got about 45 at the best.
Yeah.
Because the crowd's like, oh, we're not laughing with you. We're waiting for the next joke.
Yeah.
Right.
Out of Mobile, if I go on
Let's
the
see.
ship out of Mobile or Galveston or one of those southern ports, I could just stand up there and talk and kill it every night. You put me out in New York or like Miami,
Yeah.
I have probably about
tough.
45 minutes of solid. You know what I mean?
You
The rest
really
of the time
have to,
I'm
like-
trying to tread water.
Let me ask you this: you performed all over the country, all over the world.
Yes.
And outside of the South, we have this accent. When we leave the South, do you feel like for me, I feel like I have to address this in the beginning so that they can relax and go like, okay, well, at least he knows he sounds dumb to us.
Well, my last name is Speenberg, so people come in thinking that my stuff's going to be like Jerry Seinfeld. So I have to say,
Right,
no,
sure.
this is
Right.
white trash, man. I tell them right up front, this is not. This is
funny.
Yeah, I always get like Speenberg. It doesn't.
Yeah. So
Doesn't-
you established that right away.
Oh, right away.
Yeah.
I established white trash right away. I fly the white trash flag, man. Yes, I do.
Oh man.
I used to sell T-shirts with a rat tail on the back of them.
That's right. He's one of my favorite bits of his is about cafeteria lunches in high schools. Or is it middle school?
Pizza and corn, yeah.
Pizza.
Oh, pizza and corn.
Okay. Do you remember our high school lunch?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Now we had pizza. We had two. Actually, we were lucky. We had two styles of pizza. We had the very long triangle piece with the pepperonis were
Yeah,
tiny little
square
chips.
pepperonis.
And then we
That
had
came later, though.
That came later.
Yeah.
But the one your bit is about
Square stuff.
Square one.
Comes
Oh,
a
with
that's
the-
rectangle.
Yes.
It's almost a
There's
brown.
fiberglass plate. You got the fiberglass plate and the canned corn and the white
And
milk
corn
and,
just
and
on
white
the
milk
side.
and a nutty buddy. I'm like, who the hell?
Oh, we got to like to be healthy, so here's the
for
corn.
88 cents.
Oh, man,
At
we used to-
9:45 in the morning, they'd make you.
Sorry, we got to get through all these people, and you're reading at 9:45. Oh man,
Great lunch.
that's hilarious. Well, you have a show to do tonight.
Yeah, I'm doing a show for the food bank here. I don't even know where it is.
It's
right down the
not
road.
far from here.
Oh, yeah.
but you want to come to my place
But
and
you're at
fresh
the,
up?
somewhere. Yeah, 'cause
Yeah.
I tried. They said they'd give me a hotel. I was like, well, I'm not even going to get to your show.
Main Cellar City Club. Is that where you're playing?
where- yes,
Yeah,
I
I think so.
think
It's just like a block or so from here.
Well,
so, yeah.
so that you can go take a shower, and I know you got to run. Why don't you give me? Think of one of your worst gigs. Give me a hell story.
Oh man, I was in Fort Myers, Florida. I'll give you two. I was in Fort Myers, Florida. The one first one's quick, and I was doing a Giggles gig.
Yeah, the Giggles.
Way back in the day, and
Yeah.
I was making like $200 for 7,000 miles.
Wow.
Right.
I think I had a gig in Wichita and then like Tampa. And so anyway, I was in Fort Myers, Florida, and it was a one-nighter, and I was middling. I've been doing comedy for like 3 years, and there was no one in there, no one, except 4 people in a booth. And I was the opening act, and I still had that chip on my shoulder at the time, where like, you can't talk shit to me, or I'm going to talk shit to you. You can't, comedy's bigger than you, and I'm bigger than you.
Yeah, this
And,
is art up here, man.
Yeah. So this guy's
disrespected me.
talking to me, and I did. It's stupid. It's like I saw a guy. Why you keep talking to me? Or do we know each other? And the guy's like, "Fuck no, we don't know each other." And I would say, yeah, I know where I met you. I saw you in a porno movie the other day. And you had a guy. I was watching a porno movie the other day. Had a guy in a looked just like you with a dick this big. And he says, "That's me." And I said, "Well, it was in his mouth."
Yeah.
It's just some stupid
Yeah.
high school dumb.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
that dude stood up, and I hold on to the mic. I never take it out of the mic stand. I like stand behind it. It's a
Yeah.
comfort zone. And I remember thinking like, where the fuck is this? What's this guy? Like punches started coming by my face.
wow.
Shit.
And he fell on the floor. The bouncer grabbed him. I don't even know why I had bouncers in there. Literally, John, there was no one at the
Wow.
show. So instead of one nighter, it's not a comedy club. So the guy that owns the restaurant is pissed.
Yeah.
So he blames it on me.
Right.
Throws us both out.
Oh, God.
So now I'm in
no.
Fort
Now you're
Myers.
standing outside with a dude.
Yeah. The bouncer takes me to my car and goes, "Just get out of here." I had a 1993 Honda Accord 5-speed little coupe, and I remember driving through Fort Myers, and this guy chasing me in his painter van and had ladders on top of it. And I would look in my rearview mirror, and this van would like fucking tilt like a cruise ship, like a battleship. And he chased me all around Naples or Fort Myers, and I went and parked my car behind the hotel, went up in my room, pushed the dresser in front of the door, and called Amy and was like, "What am I doing with my life? I'm still married." I did. This is a weird one. I did Howl at the Moon in Fort Walton Beach. You ever did that gig?
no.
It was on the end of a Comedy Zone run. Like you would do
Okay.
Tallahassee, and then they would on the weekend or on the Sunday you go do this Fort Walton.
Okay.
And
sometimes these comedy zone runs, they're not comedy. They're not comedy clubs.
Yeah, it'll be a
Okay.
weekend. It'll be a
Right.
weekend like in Greensboro.
Right, yeah.
And then on Sunday you'll do Fayetteville.
Okay.
And it'll
Yeah.
be in Fayetteville. It'll be like a bar that like that's just their comedy.
Sure.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
you know,
yeah.
it's very
So
hit or
it's-
miss.
Just kind of
Yeah.
get stuck.
So it can be
in stuff
tough.
in there.
Yeah, Fort
I
Walton Beach
can
was
imagine.
a piano, but dueling pianos.
Huh.
So on Sunday they have dueling pianos, and then at like 9 o'clock they do a comedy show. And I wasn't even married at the time. It was a long time ago. And I've always had a thing for like, I like white trashy chicks. I like tattoos. I like flip flops.
Welcome to Hickory.
Oh yeah, I love it, dude. I love like where I come from.
Just kidding.
Yeah.
I love it here.
I love where I come from, and so I like the tattoos and shit. And so I started talking to this waitress, and she's giving it back to me. I'm like, all right. So then after the show's over, the bar was still open because they were doing two pianos again. They don't close till like 11 or 12, and the show was over at like 10:30. So and the hotel was next door on the beach, and she says, "Why don't you hang out here?" And me and the bouncer and one of the bartenders were going to go to another bar around the corner and have drinks. You want to come out? And I'm like, yeah, sure. So I wait around, and then after the bar closes, me and her and two other dudes go to this place, and it's a bar in Fort Walton Beach. I don't know, there's some bar, and one of their friends was bartending. Well, at 2 o'clock in the morning, this chick jumps over the bar and locks the door, so all her friends can hang out there and drink.
Okay.
Bartender girls.
Yeah,
so we all hung
that
out
was a
there
little
till
speakeasy all
yeah,
of a
till like
sudden.
6 in the morning, right?
Yeah.
Shooting pool,
Wow.
hanging out and drinking and partying and stuff, and like 6 in the morning, I got to drive all the way back. I was living in Charlotte at the time, so this was before I even really moved to Atlanta.
Yeah,
so I
yeah.
just started doing stand up, and I had a red Cherokee, and I was with this girl till like 6 in the morning at this place, and then she says, "You want to just go back to your place?" And I'm like, "Yeah, cool." So we go back to the hotel. She comes in the hotel room with me. We hang out, and by the time we're done hanging out, it's like 8:30 in the morning, right? So she's like, "Well, I got to go," and I'm like, "Okay, cool." So we do our goodbyes, and then she leaves, and I'm like, "Man, I got to be out of here at like 11." Lucky late checkout's noon, and I got to drive all this way. So
Yeah,
I'm like,
wow.
8:30 in the morning. So I lay down to go to sleep. I think I'm going to get some sleep, and I wake up like an hour later, and somebody's banging on my hotel room door. And it's an outdoor breezeway, right? So I like open the door to the outside, and there's a dude standing there. And he goes, "What's up?" And I go, "Hi." And he says, "Let me ask you a question." I'm like, "Yeah." He goes, "Did you have a girl in here last night?"
Oh,
And
no.
I said, "Yeah, man, I did." And he said, "Well, she's a friend of mine. The cops are on their way here right now. She says you tried to rape her."
Oh, no.
And I'm like, "What?" And he says, "Yeah, that's what's going on. So the cops are coming, man." And I'm like, "What the fuck is going on here?"
Oh, no.
So I don't remember if I backed up and sat on the bed or if I said, "Come on in." I don't remember. But next moment memory I have is I'm sitting on the bed putting my shoes and stuff on, like trying to figure out what this guy's talking about. I'm like, "Hey, let me ask you this. Why would I pick a waitress? Why would I just did a show in there. Why would I, if I'm a rapist, dude, why would I pick this waitress who works there? Like, this is ridiculous." And he's like, "What do you mean?" I'm like, I did a comedy show." He's like, "You were the comedian last night?" And I'm like, "Yeah."
Yeah.
And I said, and he's like, "Well, why don't you tell me what happened?" I'm like, "Well, I told him what I just told you guys."
Yeah.
And he's like, "Well, I don't have any reason not to believe her." And I'm like, "All right, well, whatever." So I'm like, "Well, why would she leave me her information?" And he's like, "What?" And I said, "That's a piece of paper. It was a piece of paper on my dresser. And it had her phone number and her email address on it." This was right when email addresses kind of started happening for normal people.
Right.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that's not my handwriting, bro. If I raped you, would you leave me your shit? Like, would you leave me your information? And he takes it and looks at it. He goes, "I don't have any reason not to believe her," and puts it in his pocket. And I'm like,
Oh, now he has it.
and I'm like,
Oh, boy.
wait a minute, dude, what's going on here? And he goes, "I'll be right back. I'm going to get the police." And I'm like, "Okay." And he walks out of my room, shuts the door. So I'm sitting in my bed like, what the fuck
What is happening?
So the first thing I do is hide my bag of weed. I'm like, I got to go. Like, I'm a comic, dude. I'm on the road. I'm
Wow.
30 years old. I'm like, and my best friend from growing up, his father's a lawyer in Charlotte. So I call Reed and I'm like, "Look, dude," I said, "if you and your dad don't hear from me in the next 3 hours, I'm in jail in Fort Walton Beach or something I didn't do." I said, "But y'all, just make sure you hear from me today." He's like, "All right, what's going on?" Like, "I don't have time to tell you." So I hang up and I go out in the parking lot thinking that there's going to be cop cars and SWAT and all kinds of shit out there.
Wow.
Nothing.
Well,
So
nothing
there's
out there.
people cleaning the room next to mine. I'm like, "Hey, did y'all see that guy just leave here?" They're like, "No." And I say, "Okay." And I go back in my room and I'm standing there like, if I run, I look guilty. So I say, "I'm going to just take a shower, get ready, whatever." So I take a shower, and I think the whole time I'm in the shower, I get that banging, and I'm like, nothing happens. I get ready. I go out, I pack my car. I think while I'm packing my Jeep that people are going to be like pulling up on me. Nothing.
Yeah.
I go check out. I think that lady's going to say, "Hey, well, you're not going anywhere." Nothing. I start driving back to Charlotte. I'm all paranoid and shit. I call Hef at the Zone. He says, "Look, dude, that was her boyfriend. She came home at
Yeah,
9 in the
yeah.
morning,
So
looking frazzled.
He was
She
just
made
coming
up a
to
story.
shake
He
you
came to
down.
whoop your ass.
Yeah, yeah.
He found out she was lying. Now he went
Yeah.
to whoop her ass. I'm
Right.
like, okay. All right.
Yeah.
Whatever. Call my dad. He tells me the same thing.
God.
So then I get home.
So,
I get
okay,
back
go-
to Charlotte.
yeah.
And I'm like a week later. I get an email from this girl. And it's like, hey, I had a. Now the way I got in was she was down on her luck and she wanted to be a dancer again. She wanted to get back into dancing. So the whole night I'm like, if you do it, just chase your dreams. You know what I mean? That was my game. That was my game.
Right.
So her email was, hey, it was really nice to meet you. I'm thinking about getting really back into dancing, and I appreciate it. It was a great conversation. I had a really good time. Blah blah blah. And nothing about any of that. Wow. So I emailed her. Yeah. So I wouldn't have been able to email. I didn't have that. So she emailed me. Now I can reply to her email and I can get back in touch with her. So I'm like, hey, listen, can you call me? This is my number. She calls me. She had no idea what I was talking about. Come to find out, next time I went down there, the manager guy told me that dude was like some Navy Air Force guy from the base around there that was just stalking her.
Oh,
I
wow.
was one rung in the ladder to getting closer to her. He
So
followed
he
us
was
around.
stalking
he
her.
made it
Followed
up.
us around all night.
So she never said that.
No, he watched her come
He
to the
just
hotel with me
made it up.
and watched us.
He saw that she came into the hotel
he
with you.
followed us all night.
The
And
next
was
morning he
stalking her
came
and
to, like,
used me and
harass
got her
you.
phone number
Wow.
and information.
God, that could have
Oh,
been.
he did. He got her
Yeah,
phone
he
number
got
and email.
information from me, dude. And as a man, any man in this room and in that room,
That's
right
a
there
scary story.
would have never come to my hotel room not packing heat because he didn't know what he was expecting. He didn't know what was coming. Like,
Yeah,
he
that's
didn't-
true.
I could have been like, "Fuck you,
Yeah,
buddy."
yeah.
So there's no way that dude didn't have a weapon somewhere, and he just
Right.
disappeared. He took her phone number and information. and
Wow.
disappeared. Ain't that creepy?
Yes, it is. Wow.
Yeah.
Luckily, it happened. No, just gonna say
Back
when
then, yeah.
Because now even throw something out there, people. It's just a crazy
Yeah.
world we live in. Wow.
Yeah, there's a good story for you.
Quite a story.
Or dang, what a weirdo that guy was.
Yeah, that was
Yeah,
messed
yeah,
up.
yeah.
You possibly dodged a bullet for real.
Oh yeah, exactly.
I mean,
yeah,
in,
no
many,
kidding.
in many different ways, like a real bullet.
Or I often
and an
wonder in my
accusation.
life, like, what would have happened if I didn't have that information?
Yeah.
Like if
Yeah,
she wouldn't
yeah.
have left me.
Oh, if she didn't leave
What
you
was
the
he
number.
how was he expecting that to end?
Yeah.
You know what I
That's
mean?
true.
Yeah, dude, the road's a creepy place. That's what and especially now, like with the internet and stuff, like you can't be just like, especially in your position, you can't be just after shows being,
You know what I do now, even in pictures, unless they come up and start like physically touch me, I don't do anything. Like if it's like sometimes a mob of people will come up to you and like and grab you and stuff, and then a picture happens. But if they go like, "Oh, can I take a picture?" I don't go, "Sure." I just go like, "Sure." How do you want me? I'll stand like this.
Yep.
And if I put my hand up, I'll just hover it like
Just hover.
Keanu Reeves
crazy
does.
that you have
Yep.
to work?
Like
Isn't that
Keanu
so-
Reeves
I'm so
Yeah.
thinking about it now, you
You have
'cause
to. They'll burn down
they're
your whole
crazy-
life, man. Over some
crazy
stuff like
people and crazy people who don't know the people. You know what I mean? Like just see a picture and go like, well, look, So, I'm glad that everything worked out.
Yeah, man.
We got to wrap this one up, but let's do more together. All right, you're in town.
absolutely, man,
We're
yeah.
going to do a lot more. You have a podcast, don't you?
I was in Atlanta, so we don't do it anymore. It's
All
called
right,
Suds and
well,
Buds. Me and my
Suds
friend
and
Brian.
Buds.
It was about beer.
Okay, well, I like beer.
me
Sometimes
too.
we drink on this
Oh, yeah.
show. So maybe we'll bring Suds and Buds back.
Come back
no
and do a
doubt.
segment on the show here.
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys got to meet Brian. He's got a really cool studio in Atlanta too.
Tell people where they can find you.
Well, tomorrow, feel free to link all this up to my Facebook and everything. MikeSpeenberg.com, SPEENBERG.com. My dry bar's out. It's been out for about a year.
That is a comedy brand, I guess.
It's a
or-
comedy special you shoot
Special.
in Provo. It's completely clean, and the whole audience is Mormon and sober.
Yeah,
pretty
I've
neat.
seen.
They're
I've
great
seen.
gig, man. I had a
They got-
fantastic-
bar name,
They're
so,
doing
yeah.
really good at promoting the crap
I got
out of
about
those.
I got about 5 million views on my thing
Yeah,
right now.
nice.
I mean, you don't really make any. I mean, they get all the money, obviously, but
But you get all the, hey, look at that guy.
and I'm out there, man. I'll be in Myrtle Beach. I'm doing now in November. I got Tulsa Looney Bin and the Little Rock Looney Bins in December. I got 26 Acres Brewery in Charlotte in about a month.
Oh, there you go. I've
That's a
played
good
that one.
gig,
That's
man.
fun.
Chuck Johnson and I went to high school together.
Crazy.
Yeah. So.
And if you want to know more about me, you go to johnreap.com. Very
Exactly.
simple. johnreap.com. We'll be together tonight as you watch this. We're at the McGlowan Theater, 8 o'clock. There's 25 tickets left. You better get on
Yeah, I
it.
saw
Yeah,
last
there we
night.
go.
You're killing it, man.
Yeah, this dude's very funny. I'm okay. It's going to be a great show. Pizza and corn and whatever, fried. JohnReap.com tour dates.
Yeah.
We've got cruise ship still happening. Ginger Beard Man, new special everywhere except Netflix. It's available. Apple TV, that's iTunes, Amazon Prime, Google, all that stuff. Charlotte tonight. I'm doing Greenville coming up. Somerville, South Carolina coming up. Raleigh, I'll be at the end of the year. And that is it for the Fried Pod today.
Thank you for having me, man.
Thanks for coming. I
It's good
know
to see
you're
you, my
rushed
brother.
last
Oh,
minute.
man, no
Thanks for
worries. Go
doing
Wolfpack,
this.
dude.
We're going
Always.
to do more, man.
Yeah, we're going to go to Raleigh and see a game, too.
For Alan Jackson, Moose back there,
Hey,
Mike
nice to meet you, man.
Spielberg, I'm John Reap. Happy Friday, everybody. bicycle.